What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Bleach Brave Souls. And if you haven't heard by now, KLab is releasing the Zero Squad captains into the game, into Bleach Brave Souls. And it's kind of a big deal because these are characters that have been off limits for a while because they were manga exclusive. But now they've apparently gotten permission to make versions of these characters that we can play. So I'm extremely excited about it. And I thought it would be a fun video to kind of speculate on what each Zero Division member will be like in the game, like what powers they'll have, maybe what they'll look like. I don't know, just my overall thoughts. So let's get started. And keep in mind, guys, that I'm going off my memory here of what happened with the Zero Division. So if I get a few things like not quite right, try to give me a pass on that. All right. So let's start with the healer himself. Tenjiro Karinji, I believe that's the correct name and pronunciation, but I don't know. So Karinji, we all know he's a healer. He's basically the alpha healer of the series. He's the guy who taught Retsu. He's the guy who healed back, Byakuya, Rukia, and Renji back from the brink of death. And he's the guy that kind of helped Ichigo a little bit too, trading him and Renji to, get to that next level of power. So obviously I think he's going to be a healer. Now, I don't think he's just going to be a regular healer, like anybody else. So I think he's going to have either one, a heal that does more healing than any other healer in the game. Two, maybe a heal slash shield, just to give him something very unique. I don't think we've ever seen that before in the game. Or three, someone suggested this on my live stream yesterday that it could be a new mechanic entirely. It's like something like maybe a heal over time. A heal over time is when he casts the heal and he'll do a little bit of healing, but it's going to be like every couple of seconds the heal continues. So like it'll tick for a low amount, then it'll tick for another low amount over the next few seconds. So those are my thoughts on what his main mechanic will be like. Obviously, I think he's going to have a full screen third strong attack, and I don't know, some kind of first strong attack. I don't know, maybe just like a dash forward or something, depending on if he's melee or ranged. And that's another question, guys. I have a feeling he might be a ranged character. If you know Korinji's powers, he makes use of this boiling water or a blood water that he can like attack people with, or he can heal people with. So maybe he'll have some attacks where he shoots out waves of water, something like that, and does damage. He could also still be melee and hit you with that big. It looks like a pizza paddle, like one of those things you take pizzas out of the oven with. I think that's his weapon, or not quite like that, but it's kind of like a wooden stick with a big paddle on the end of it. Maybe like a boat oar. That's that. I guess that's what I would describe it as. So maybe he'll just hit people with that big stick, and that'll be how he does his normals. Or maybe it'll be something water if he's ranged. So those are my thoughts on Korinji. He's gonna have a new mechanic. Maybe his special will also have something to do with healing. Maybe it'll be one of those specials that can give you last ditch survival in co-op and stuff like that. So a lot of possibilities for Korinji being a healer. So get hype on him. He's gonna be broken. I think all these characters are gonna be broken, but let's keep our expectations realistic, guys. You remember what happened with Manga Aizen? We all had super high expectations, and then it didn't turn out to be quite as powerful. He didn't turn out to be quite as powerful as we thought he was going to be, and we were all mad about it, and it was a big controversy. So anyway, I'm getting off topic. Let's move on to the second member I want to talk about. Might as well talk about Senjumaru. Shutara Senjumaru. She is the female seamstress, I guess you would say, of the Zero Division. She has the four big arms attached to her back, and from what I know, her power is she can use her needlework to make changes to your body or your clothes or anything like that. So it's gonna be something based around that. Maybe she'll have some needlework themed attacks like with stitching. If you remember the manga Kisuke, he had some attacks that were like when he attacks like stitches, you see stitches like in the particle effect. So I have a feeling that she's gonna be something like that. Strong attack wise, she can also do this thing where she summons her guards, her ninja looking guards, and they attack for her, they fight for her. So I'm predicting that as well to be somewhere in there. Maybe the special will be, when the five guards come to help her, they'll turn into one huge like Voltron. If you remember Voltron or Power Rangers, like the five guards can combine to turn into like a big guard and they can attack you. So you see it there on the screen. She has a squad of fighters that she makes use of. So I have a feeling that will be her special. As for melee or ranged, I'm pretty sure she's going to be a melee character, just so she can take advantage of those her extra hands that she can use to attack people. And other than that, we don't really know too much about what else she can do. She can definitely like do needles to you and stuff. Maybe it'll be a paralysis. She'll probably have a status effect like paralysis, where like because of her needlework, she can kind of incapacitate you and stuff like that. So those are my predictions for Shutamaru. I don't know anything about what kind of unique mechanics she might have. She might just be really strong. So that's my predictions on Shutamaru. Still 3 to go, guys. Let's talk about Hikifune, Kiryu Hikifune. And I think that's the one we know maybe the least about. We know that she starts off as an obese woman, and when she cooks this special Reiatsu food, she gets skinny. Well, I wouldn't say skinny, but she gets thinner, and she turns into a very voluptuous looking woman. So they're gonna definitely incorporate that somehow. Whether that's gonna be a boost second strong attack that transforms her body into the skinny version, or if it's a special that turns her into the skinny version. My bet is that she's gonna have a boost strong attack, second strong attack, obviously because that's kind of her thing, is to like boost you by making food. So it's probably going to be like food flying around, stuff like that. Maybe she'll throw food at you. It could be something like that. And she's definitely going to have a boost. I'm almost positive about that. And maybe the boost will have some added effects as well, or maybe it'll be an increased boost that, instead of the usual percentage that a boost does, it'll increase more than that. So it's definitely going to be something like that, guys. And there might also be, like I said, a transform mechanic involved. So hopefully, maybe it's something like I don't know. Maybe it'll last extra long. If it's a transform special, I think it should be one that lasts the entire stage. So we can play as the other version of Hikifune, not the obese version, but a lot of potential for her there as well. I don't know what else I can say about it, guys. Food-based attacks, boost definitely, and transform special or boost. So there you have my thoughts on Hikifune. Uh, let's move on now to Owetsu Nimaya. Now, this is the one I feel is going to be a PvP character. And we talked about this on my last live stream as well. But the way he is, it seems like he would be, because Owetsu, if you think about it, he doesn't really have that many combat abilities. Basically, he's just an OP swordsman. He doesn't have any things he can like shoot out of his sword. He doesn't have any like special powers like fire or like anything like that. No, he's just pure swordsmanship. And I think that's what makes him a cool character, to be honest with you. He doesn't mess around. He's just Zanpakuto. That's all I got. That's all I need. And I think that lends itself really well, really well. Excuse me. I'm still hyped, guys, to a PvP character. So predict flurry for this guy, super armor, and the usual PvP kit. So maybe damage reduction, soul trade as well, and he's gonna have flashy looking sword attacks. Maybe he'll have like huge range or crazy speed or something like that. But definitely normal attack damage. And yeah, that's all I can say about that. I can't think of anything else he would have. I don't see him having a heal or a boost. I don't really see him having a shield either. Maybe he'll have like last ditch survival built in as as part of the soul tree, because you remember what happened to him. He got knocked down a little bit, and then he didn't really get back up. But anyway, Owetsu for Owetsu Owetsu Nimaya for the PvP unit of this group of characters. And finally, we're going to talk about the main man himself, the head of the Royal Guard Zero Division, Ichibe Hayosube. And this guy, man, he had like a fight that was like, I don't even remember how many chapters it was, guys. It was a lot of chapters, and he has a lot of very broken things he can do. So if you remember, his main ability is he has a brush. He has a giant like paintbrush that he flings black ink out of, and this black ink, apparently it can like take away your powers or make you weaker or stuff like that. Owetsu's not Owetsu. Ichibe's main thing is names, right? So he can take away your name, or he can use your name, a name, and take out its full power. So it's gonna be something based around that. And he also has these other combat abilities, like where like he'll put his hand forward, and then a giant hand will come back and hit the enemy. So I predict that as being part of his strong attack kit. Like maybe like he'll have a giant hand will come out or a giant foot will come down, stuff like that. For strong attacks 1 and 2, he's definitely gonna have weaken on everything. Like that's his main thing. Like he invented weaken basically, and that's probably gonna be on all his stuff. Um, Full screen third strong attack. It's probably gonna be something like where like a big Japanese character comes on the screen and it just like kills everything. And so that's my predictions for at least visually what he'll look like. Giant hands coming out, maybe the paintbrush, maybe he'll be ranged as well, guys, because he can throw ink. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that as my prediction. Ranged Ichibei with giant hand strong attacks, giant foot strong attack, and then a full screen third that shows a Japanese character. And as far as the special goes, we got to go with that big castle thing he summons. I forget what it's called, guys. I don't remember. Let me know in the comments. It's like a giant castle of darkness that basically means you're gonna die. So that's my prediction for Ichibei. I don't know about any special mechanics. I just feel like they're gonna give him huge SP, frenzy, and like maybe havoc. Of course, they're gonna give him a huge damage. So, but I can't really see him having any new mechanics on his strong attacks. Maybe he'll have a revive special as well because that's something he can do also. He can bring people back to life. Um, well, he can bring himself back to life at least. So maybe he'll have last ditch survival built in. Maybe he'll have something like 2 times last ditch survival or last ditch survival combined with a special that revives people. So yeah, and weaken. So he's gonna be OP. But remember what I said. Let's temper our expectations. This is just the beginning, guys. Zero Squad, let me just tell you, it's just the beginning of what we're going to get in 2020. Look forward to a lot more other stuff, guys. There's still Can't Fear Your Own World lurking out there. Obviously, I believe that this confirms that Quincy's are coming also. And yeah, 2020 is going to be great, guys. So we'll find out. I just wanted to get my thoughts on record so I could say I told you so when the characters are actually released. But let me know your predictions. Maybe there's some things I didn't think of that they could give these characters, or some things I missed that these characters can do. Let me know in the comments, guys. There's a lot to talk about. So get hype, stay hype, and I'll see you in the next live stream or video. Bye-bye.